Hi, everybody. Welcome to Baseball Discourse. I'm Dan Lavallo. I know this is a small sample size, but I thought it would be interesting to take a look at the attendance of the Athletics, who have started the first of 3 years of playing games in Sacramento while their new ballpark in Las Vegas is being constructed. And I wanted to compare the first 10 games in Sacramento against the first 10 games in Oakland last season, because there's a big deal being made on social media by some people who are saying, look at that attendance in Sacramento. They're not selling out the ballpark, and it only seats 12,000, and they can't sell out the ballpark. Well, I understand that a lot of these people who are doing these videos feel scorned because they're from the Oakland area and they lost their franchise. Problem was, they needed a new ballpark, and they had every opportunity to build a new stadium and drop the ball 9 ways till Sunday. They could have had a new ballpark and kept the Athletics, but now, no matter how much fun they might make at attendance, the bottom line is Oakland is not going to get another Major League Baseball team. It's just not happening. There are too many other markets out there in much better shape, in a much better position to land a Major League Baseball team, whether it be an expansion team or a franchise that transfers, than Oakland. Oakland had its chance. It's going to become a footnote in history, just like Brooklyn. And, when you look at the history of the Brooklyn Dodgers, do your research. Walter O'Malley, he wanted to keep the Dodgers in Brooklyn. He was a Brooklyn native. A lot of people think that, O'Malley just picked up the team and moved out to Los Angeles. He hated Brooklyn. No. He tried to get a new ballpark built in Brooklyn. In fact, his favorite location was the one where the Nets Arena is now, whatever the sponsor's name of that arena is. And O'Malley was rejected by Robert Moses, who was the Parks Commissioner in New York City and just all powerful. You could read the book written by Robert Caro, Power Broker. I mean, that's how powerful Caro was, that he said to O'Malley, no, here's the spot where you're going to build your ballpark for the Dodgers. And Moses, that is, pointed out Shea Stadium. And O'Malley said to him, the Brooklyn Dodgers do not play in Queens. So then Los Angeles came along, and it wasn't a slam dunk there either. There were a lot of issues, if you do the research, before Dodger Stadium got built. So this is the situation with the Athletics. They're playing minor league baseball in Sacramento, or playing Major League Baseball in a minor league ballpark in Sacramento, even though they've made massive improvements. And by the way, the Dodgers played baseball in a minor league ballpark the last couple of years when they were based in Brooklyn. They went across to New Jersey and played in a minor league stadium, and I'll guarantee you they did not make the improvements that have been made in the ballpark in Sacramento. So this is a long roundabout way of me saying, let's get down to the attendance figures. Where do we stand as far as Sacramento, the Sacramento team, which you can't call the Athletics? It's just the Athletics. Right now are playing in Sacramento, and in 2028 hope to be playing in Las Vegas. Through the 10 games that the Athletics have played in Sacramento, and that's through the 23rd of April, they have drawn 100,469 fans, so an average of 10,046. Their largest crowd was their first game against the Cubs, 12,119. And their lowest attendance was 9,018. That might have been a game involving the Mets. I know a couple of the games where the Mets were under 10,000. I was a bit surprised about that. But anyway, there are the numbers. You can see them on the board through 10 games, 100,469. So let's go back and take a look at the first 10 games of the 2024 season in Oakland. Now, you might say, well, it's not fair to compare because the Oakland fans were jaded. They were upset. They knew that the Athletics were going to be leaving. This was their last year in Oakland, so of course the attendance is going to drop. Well, you can't be making a big deal then out of the attendance in Sacramento if you're going to apply all of those provisos when you're analyzing Oakland's attendance the last year. We're just going to compare it here, apples to apples. You can't be throwing in qualifiers when it comes to Oakland, but no qualifiers when it comes to Sacramento. So there you see the numbers. Attendance through 10 games in 2024 for the Athletics in the Mausoleum, in the Coliseum, 62,812. That's an average of 6,281 per game. Their largest was opening day, 13,522. Their lowest, 3,330. So that's quite a difference in comparison to the lowest crowd in Sacramento. So what does that all mean? The difference between the Sacramento attendance and the Oakland attendance through 10 games is 37,657 more per game in Sacramento, or 3,765 per game. So that's where we stand. The Athletics are in better shape playing their games in Sacramento than Oakland. And that's an apples-to-apples comparison. And again, you can't be throwing in qualifiers for Oakland, but say you can't put in qualifiers for Sacramento if you're looking at this objectively. And there are the objective numbers. The Athletics have drawn 37,657 more through the first 10 games in Sacramento than they did through the first 10 games in Oakland last year. And there's your per-game attendance difference, 3,765. So look, those are the numbers. The Athletics are not going to go back to Oakland. Oakland's not going to get another franchise. I know there are some people out there who just disparage anything that involves another ballpark, another franchise, because their beloved Athletics picked up and left Oakland. That's fine. That's natural. That's human nature. But these are the numbers. And through 10 games at home in Sacramento versus 10 games at home in Oakland, the Athletics are ahead, and by a decisive margin. There you have it. As always, thanks for watching Baseball Discourse, and be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm Dan Laval.